Welcome everybody to the Culture Shock Podcast, episode number 2. I'm here with my boy Los.
What's going
the
on, people?
CEO, Black of the Berry.
Co-CEO.
Yeah. And today we got a special guest, hometown special guest too. Facts. At that. From Long Island, from Longwood. He got a resume. He got a resume we could talk for hours about.
Not hours. A few minutes.
My boy, your boy. Show.
We out here. What's up, man? Right Omari here. Palmer, aka Odyssey Jones, aka your future favorite.
Let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there. Anybody with the name Odyssey Jones, I ain't gonna lie. You sound like you nice or something, bro. Like
I sound like a 70s porn star.
Yeah,
Crap.
bro.
You do. Nigga sound like a villain in one of them Black Caesar movies. I'm gonna get you, sucker.
That should say sorry, Odyssey Jones. I'm in.
Yeah.
What am I watching? Because I'm in.
Odyssey, you ain't nothing but a jive turkey.
Hey, I'm thinking about starting to say that to people and whatnot.
That ass. So what's going on,
Hey, blessed to be alive, you feel me? Living and kicking, hanging in there, dealing with the struggles just like everybody else. Loving life, living life, enjoying life to the best of it in the moment and enjoying it all, bro.
I just want to say real quick before we get started. Culture Shock Podcast is being graced by 2 of LVF's greatest accomplishments in all of 10 years.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
It had to be.
I knew that.
Who was episode 1 again?
My beautiful lady Karen.
Oh my God.
Therapy, baby.
Yeah, free therapy. If y'all ain't seen the free therapy episode, y'all need to
check that out.
Yeah, I apologize. I didn't do my research. I need to watch it. I'll watch it after. But I know a lot of people out here that need some therapy, so they definitely need to be watching that.
A lot of people.
All right,
real talk.
So I just had to bring that out there because,
of course, that's where we're gonna start. We're gonna go back. We're gonna take it back.
It's the guy. Listen, O didn't have locks back then. You know
right.
He
had the clinic.
I don't even remember him without.
I know O since I don't even know, bro. He used to come into the backyard, all that play like baseball, basketball, all that in the crib. Like,
yeah, man, that goes back way. That's like middle school, junior high.
Yeah, man.
That goes back way.
You know what's crazy though? O is still the same size.
give or take.
O is still the same
size. A few pounds,
bro.
Matter of fact. He might have been.
Bro, always been the big dude, bro.
He was just, you know what it was? Because nigga was bigger than me, so I'm like, he just big. You know what I'm saying? I never really measured him.
That's usual.
I never really compared him to me. I was like, he's just big. He's just bigger. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, nah, see it?
Can't help it, bro. That's eating a whole bunch of Wheaties and veggies. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He was just born like that. Exactly. He was born like that. You can say all that dietary shit.
Exactly. He came out like
all that type of shit. You know, when people say I'm a big boner, that's what they talk about.
That's what they is.
That's in the DNA. That's the genetics right there.
Right. There's nothing I can do about that.
So, let me ask you something because in Longwood, you played football, right? In high school, you was offensive tackle. What other position you played?
Yeah, I played tackle in high school.
All right, so let me ask you a question. You and Los on the same team, right?
Yeah, I was blessed to be a part of his team my sophomore year. They moved me up to the varsity squad, which was a good time, bro.
Yeah, it
was fun.
Did y'all ever have to do drills together?
I don't really remember. I'm sure we might have done a couple, but off the top of my head, I really don't remember because you was like a starter, and I was kind of like the third, like the scrub, like extra. So I might have seen you on some scout team stuff here and there, but nothing too.
And
too crazy.
I think you played left tackle, so I'd never.
I think so at the time. Yeah,
I was, and the thing, and a lot of people don't know what happened is the year before I was playing with Moses and them, right? And he had graduated, so I basically stepped into what his old role was. So I was doing, I had to fill the shoes. I'm like, damn, nigga.
That's no fun.
Right.
Definitely wasn't.
I was all over the place. Nigga. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing on defense half the time. So I didn't even. when we had practice, I'm like, listen, I just want to get the fuck up out of here.
Right, I want to do this and go home. Yeah.
Hey, practice used to be a good time right there.
Bro,
I used to have some fun out there.
Fucking week, but the
Give me-
shit that get me mad.
Oh, give me a craziest practice story if you got one.
The pickles.
What
He said
pickles?
with the pickles.
Come on, tell me.
That
Tell
shit
me.
was fucking
I
weak.
don't know. So tell me.
That honestly probably was the funnest day of practice.
Yo, that shit was funny. So like, P.
Break it down
Sam
for
don't
me.
mess with pickles,
Right.
and someone I don't know who,
Shout out to Sam.
Yeah,
someone threw some pickles in that man's helmet.
Nigga,
He
we
got
know
to
who it
practice.
was.
I don't know who it was.
We know
He
who it
threw-
was. Catch out the bag, oh.
Threw some pickles in the helmet, and he pulled up and like, who put these pickles in? And he is snapping.
Yeah, I'll be
snapping.
tight. Yeah, you know, like something.
I mean, is it really that bad? Just like throw the pickles out and then put some water in there and keep it pushing.
But if you don't like something that bad, I ain't gonna lie. You just gonna snap.
It's not
if you
like-
don't
hey,
like
It's a vial regardless.
right.
I
And
could
they
think of-
knew, right? They knew that he didn't like pickles.
Yeah, we all know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Either
So,
way, though,
like,
I could think of a few things in there that could be put in there that's worse than pickles.
Oh,
is what I'm
shit.
saying.
oh hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Yeah, that's some
I'll
kind of,
take
like,
I'll take the
other
pickles
food and
compared
shit.
to the alternatives.
That's a
It could
fact.
have been chocolate pudding. I would.
It could have
take
been
chocolate
shit.
pudding out of my helmet. I mean, a couple pickles. Okay, gone.
Now,
Yeah,
now-
they could have
Chocolate pudding
took
you gotta
turns
like
peeing
it.
in there.
right.
Yeah, they could have put shepherd's pie in this fucking helmet. Who knows?
Shepherd's pie. Go home, make a fresh shepherd pie just to put it in this motherfucking shepherd.
But the weakest shit about that day though is because this shit was hysterical because it started thunderstorming. OD, like
Oh, my
OD.
God.
We couldn't even
That's a bad
we couldn't
day.
even practice outside.
That's just a
That was
bad
the
day
one
of
in the
practice.
gym.
So it was in the gym. So now that added to the hostility because now it's like
Everybody
when
closed
we in
in.
the field, we
Closed in.
separate.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Niggas
we
be
all
over
in there, yeah.
So you don't see niggas. So everybody's in the gym. He's over there interrogating niggas.
Yeah.
I see him pressing niggas.
Yep.
He ain't pressing me. He like, you know? I'm like, nigga, listen. You know I don't know.
I'll be
Like,
tight.
I'm
I
ready for
ain't gonna
practice,
lie.
bro.
I'll be tight too if I was
I
in,
would have
man.
told you. You know what I mean?
I would have been tight too.
We calling the plays like Sharif called the play, right? This nigga is still in the huddle. This nigga still, everybody broke. This nigga still in the huddle talking to me like, yo, so who really did it? I was like, nigga, line up.
Yeah,
right.
Ain't nobody worried about
That's-
football no more. It's
Yeah,
that's good time.
Who got him tight? Yeah.
Listen, that was one of the weakest days, but not
So,
on somebody's expense. That was fucking.
Oh, have you ever gotten into a fight as far as high school on the football field?
I don't think I did in high school,
Mm-hmm.
but I definitely did in college.
Oh, we're gonna get there. Very soon.
Yeah, high school was different though, because it's like high school, like we all grew up with each other, we all friends.
Exactly,
Like,
right.
the people you butt heads with, you already for the most
You
part
already
you
know.
butt heads with, and you already got it out. And like the like, I don't want to say hierarchy, but the hierarchy is kind of already established. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? But yeah,
Right.
yeah. So I was like in high school, it's not really like that. In college, it's a bit different because
Right.
we all like it's more even. Even though there's still discrepancies, it's just a bit more even than the high school teams are.
What was that inspiration like growing up? You know what I'm saying? Was it just because obviously you were a bigger boy, right? So was it the inspiration for football? Was it just because of your size and you knew that you could really take advantage of the fact that you have size and you could gain that skill? Or was it an inspiration of watching the game? Like what really inspired you to say, I want to play football? Like this is kind of what I want to do right here, right now.
It's a combination of things. Size definitely plays a part, but like I know people bigger than me that was on the team that was trash.
That was trash.
And like yeah, so it's not all size, but I'll say this: I got a mean streak, and like
Right.
as a kid and growing up, in football you could let out that mean streak and not get in trouble. So like,
place of pain,
especially as like a big dude, like if I'm mean in like the wrong setting, somebody's getting hurt, and
Right.
more often than not, it's not
That
me.
was the recruiting for you, right? That's how the little leagues coaches got you, right?
Yeah,
Basically,
Is that you can hit somebody for free and not get in trouble for it.
so basically, because like growing up, something happens. I'd have moments where people run into me and they get hurt and I get in trouble. Like
Right.
that's not on me. They were doing their bullshit, and I just happened to be bigger, and they felt the repercussions of it. So like that was kind of dope. And then after that, you do that for a few seasons, and then it just becomes like a camaraderie. Like
Right.
y'all went from running all them hard ass sprints and doing the lifts all summer and spring and everything, training camp. It's like
Right.
I can't quit now. Like
Yeah.
I can't.
That love built and that commitment built.
Yeah, that shit in high school is different. It's not like that on any other level. Like college gets close too, but in high
felt
school
that.
it's different.
I felt that too because
Yeah,
I felt like for me, in high school, I could look and see, oh, that's Walt or that's Scala or this da-da-da. And like I played with them for forever. So I'm playing almost for them.
Right.
Yeah, it's different.
Brothers.
And yeah, exactly. In college, you're like playing for me.
Right.
You playing for you, for your spot. I mean, you care about some of them. You want to win,
some people you do get close with, and you're like, all right, that's my dog right there. I'm gonna play. We playing together, but it's also like it's different. It hits the way.
Yeah. High school, like it's almost like when you were youngins and you'd have like the people from your street and they go play a game against the kids from the other street. It's like it's the same thing, just like with more streets.
Right. So
I'll tell you what, Pat. Real quick.
Yeah.
So we used to have this unofficial rule.
There's always
in varsity, right? Unofficial rule.
Always.
Right? And what it is, it's like a contract. It's like an agreement, right? If you're younger, or even if you if you want scout, right? You want to give the starting team a good look, right? But you don't want to give them too much of a good look where you got them looking crazy. Right? So we used to have this unofficial, and this shit worked in college too. It was an unofficial rule.
It's a golden rule all the way to the NFL. I've never been to the NFL, but I've talked to them. It's the same thing.
Okay, cool. So you give them a good look, but you're obviously pulling your punches because you ain't
like 3-4 steps.
Right. So one of these days, right? Scout O's going fucking crazy. K Wiggs look like Jones Drew back there. You know what I'm saying? This nigga serving pancakes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Shit getting crazy. It's just crazy, right? Crazy. And I'm like, nigga, we don't get this shit together. We gonna have to run, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So Coach fucking calls us over. He brings us all the way to like the other side of the field, like on some dumb shit, and was barking at us. He was like, "You got these niggas." He didn't say niggas, but he's like, "You got these motherfuckers like they all Americans." I was like,
"Oh shit, yeah." You know you get your ass chewed out for that too,
bro. He said, "You got so and so this week. You play like this against the scout team." I was like,
"Yeah, one of those days." Hey, that's not fair though. We the scout team. We know y'all moves. We know y'all. Exactly. We know the calls. When y'all say y'all blitz packages, I know that shit. After 7 weeks of playing a different team every week, I know what you're doing. I was like,
right here, right here.
One day we just happened to I don't know what. Someone probably got into our ass, honestly, and pause.
Probably Smith
or something. Somebody probably put some fire on us, and we came out with pride that day. We came to play that day because it is an unspoken rule. You're on a scout team. If you're not playing, you're on a scout team. You like the third, fourth string. Give a few steps, be where you gotta be, but you ain't gotta really. This ain't the Super Bowl.
Right.
Chill, dog.
Serving up pancakes.
Can't even a couple days.
Right. Well, I tell you. All right. So when you get your hands on the dude, right? You just got him back.
Yeah, got him back. You're not putting
that. But not twist and turn. You know what I'm saying?
No, motherfuckers was in there.
Somebody pissed all off that day.
No, but I'm telling all right, look, just normal play, normal block. You're supposed to just seal the guy.
Right.
I'm talking sealing the whole.
You put him in the ground.
The whole block. I'm talking about. I don't know if you know the hook block. You know what I'm saying? Sealing that whole shit. So I'm like,
oh my god, son.
Oh nah.
Yeah,
we had a good day. We ain't have a lot of good days.
But when I tell you, when we broke that huddle and came back,
I know that. Yeah,
y'all got a choice. Y'all don't got a choice at that point.
That's it.
You start hearing his hat singing, bang, 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 bang.
After that, at that point, if y'all don't go off, we all done for.
Exactly.
And now we in a lose-lose situation because I ain't trying to run sprints in the middle of the practice. Yeah, I definitely ain't trying to deal with that shit.
For playing good. No one is. For playing good too on top of
that. But then you get to college and then you're that scout guy going off.
Yeah, so man.
I'm like, y'all niggas better put some name on my resume.
Yeah, I caught them slipping a few times.
So tell me about that. What year you graduate? 2011?
From high school, 2012.
Okay, so you graduated 2012, and you get an offer from Syracuse, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And now you get there. How was that experience? Just getting into Syracuse, coming from Longwood, obviously very diverse, but going to Syracuse, how was that experience? Just stepping in that building.
It's tough. Off of the hardest thing, IQ. Our high school, we ain't we had a decent run package, and like I knew steps and stuff,
Right.
but like we ain't do as much as we were doing on the college level.
Right.
So just learning the playbook was tough.
Right.
Learning the pass sets was tough. Memorizing the terminology was tough. And if you play football and you don't really know what you're doing, you just slow. You can't really go. You're doing too much thinking, too much.
Games moving fast, right? Moving fast.
It was fast.
Kick sliding in Longwood?
No, we ain't do no pass pro. Pass pro. I know. In college, all I did was quick sets because that's all I knew.
Now, in your freshman year, did you find yourself as like an introvert or an extrovert when it came to that? Like when it came to all that?
A little bit of both. When I got in there, I kind of stayed to myself, and then you can't help it. You gravitate towards your people and whatnot. And then I kind of had like the people I was cool with, the linemen I was with, the people I was battling with, and stuff. Right. And then slowly you just kind of get your friends and your boys and shit. It's hard, I feel like it's kind of hard to be an introvert in college when people was banging on your door, like, your apartment door on like a random Tuesday, talk about, yo, there's a party here, we got to do this. Like, all right. Yeah, you ain't got to put me in a sharpshooter for it.
Right. Did that become a norm over football? What do you think took more of a norm as far as like your focus?
As in what?
Like when the party side or the football side? What became more of like your favorite? I mean, it's
a little bit of both because when the football was good, the parties was better. So like, as much fun as you'd have, you having fun win or lose, but it's a lot of fun when you win. So you go through that, Sunday through Thursday or Sunday through Friday because we played most of our games on Saturday, but you go through those days, you want to win. Like I wasn't trying to lose that, and like at this point, it's like kind of like, especially for me going to Syracuse, because one of the reasons I went to Syracuse was kind of like New York pride, because like I was one of the only people from New York. Well, not one of, but like one of the few people in New York, and then we got all these Florida, Texas, Cali cats, Georgia cats talking like they better than us, and I'm like, we on the same team, bro. Like. You ain't that much better than me. Like you might think you are, and that stupid little scout spark bullshit might say you are, but you not, bro. Like you not.
Right.
Let's because I really want to get into and so you feel like it was talent really, because like you said you wasn't given the proper. I mean, we all wasn't given the proper. I think toolkit to get to the next level. I think it's just we just figured it out. You know what I mean? So, like, do you think that it was you just knew somewhat what to do and you was just talented?
I mean, I think
and the tape was good.
That obviously helped. I ain't have much of tape, but that obviously helped, and like the size helped. And I will say this: Longwood, the college recruiting is so under recruited. Like Longwood basically got a pipeline to like Hobart and Cortland. Like, come on,
D3,
man.
D3 alone. D3 alone. It's D3 now.
Yeah, like come on. Like don't get it twisted. Like I do feel that there's like there might not, like we're not like Miami Central where they send in 22 kids D1, but I do think we could get between like D1, D1 AA. I think every year there should be like a good 5 or 7 kids, which says a lot because on all of Long Island, there's only like 5 or 7 kids going D1 anyway. So I think it's under recruiting, and I think it's also, it's hard to get certain film, especially when, you're like, with the formations we doing, it's hard to get film being a quarterback and we don't pass the ball. It's hard to get film being a linebacker, and if you're a coverage linebacker, but yet they got you out of position doing stand-up blitzing every time. And like, if I'm not mistaken, they used to run like a 6'2" front. That's like a goal line front in height, like, you know what I'm saying? We ain't do no 3-4s. We ain't do no 4-3s. We ain't get no 3-3-5s. Yeah, 5-3 stack. I mean, yeah, basically is what we did, 5-3 stack. But like, still, like, you ain't really getting nothing to kind of help you get to the next level, which I always thought was a problem. I mean, I always hope down the road that things that like I get the chance to come back and coach, because I definitely
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say
I definitely think don't get it twisted, I don't know everything, but I promise you, if I go out there and get the right staff between us, we'll know everything. And we'll know enough to succeed in what we do.
And then on top of that, where you're going, especially in life, and we're going to get there down the show, but where you're going in life, the platform you will have and opportunities that will be given to you just off of what you're doing as far as your own life. I mean, you could really set some standards, even coming back, whether it be Long Island, the way you speak about Long Island, the way you know the percentages of who's coming out, who's going to D1, who's not. I mean, that I think is so important. And then, you know, just on top of that, you're very smart. You're very you got so much information to give to people.
Pat, you making me blush.
Stop it.
Coddling the guys.
Trying to bag me up real quick.
For real, bro. The opportunity is there, and I hope you do. You know, obviously life, you know, takes us different places, but I hope you do, bro, because I think that, like you said, there's people that I think coaching, they stick to their schemes, right? They stick to their schemes, and they might be somebody that's just super talented at something. Man, this boy could throw the ball. He's got accuracy, this, that, but their scheme is run the ball, pound the rock, and this dude never going to touch nothing. You know,
I mean, I think a great example of that is Longo. I don't think Longo and William Floyd, like, I don't think they're more talented than us.
Fuck no, they're not.
I never watched. I barely seen the team, and I might be biased because, like, you know, like my squad was solid. I barely seen a team from Floyd that was that much better than a Longwood team. But I do know that, like, we like player to player wise, like, don't get twisted. There's a couple, Brock and them where they had like there's a few teams like that. Yeah, of course it happens, but like. Toe for toe, like talent wise, I don't never feel like we that far off from them.
Never.
I think the problem is always that we never adjust. And I mean, I'm not trying to come at the moment with coaches because they be winning championships. I know they got a couple championships after me. Shout out to Coach Smith. He left Longwood and got two back to back at Shoreham, if I'm not mistaken. But sometimes the coaches don't adjust. Like I hate when coaches try to go with a recipe and not even look at the spices and the seasonings and the stuff they have in the cabinet. You can't set out a formula if you don't have all the components to that formula, bro. It don't work like that. So just like you said, you got a quarterback that can throw, to throw the ball. Get some people out there, learn how to run some routes and throw the ball.
Yep, and I think that has a lot to do with just life too. I mean, workplaces. Think about workplaces we go to. You got these many people that may be talented at something, and they just not given the opportunity. They're not shown the door of that to get the opportunity because somebody already got in their head. This is what we want to do. This is the only way we're going to do it. This is what we want to do. And I think that could really set back people or schemes or businesses.
Everything.
Like, you know,
and as a coach, I ain't approaching it like that as a coach. As a coach, I'm going to do work with what we have best. If we have an amazing group of, you know, I don't know, running backs, then we'll find a way to get multiple running back on the field and get them the ball in multiple different situations. We'll throw in a wildcat package with 2-3 running backs on the field. If we have a whole bunch of really good DBs, I'll find a way to have multiple of these cats on the field at the same time and let them be athletes, let them shine. Like if we got like 7 deep solid on the D line, then I'll come out with a 4 down front. 1 year. If we have 1 year where we only got 4 or 5 solid deep on the D line, then we'll switch up to a 3-4, or maybe even we could do some. If we really get desperate, we could really do some crazy shit and do like a 1-5. You know what I'm saying? Have a whole bunch of linebackers and one down. Yeah, like we'll work with what we got. There's always. And just like life, there's always a method, like a way to make the chaos less chaotic. And there's always a way to accentuate what the abilities you have. If you don't work to your strengths, you messed up. You hurting yourself. You fighting against yourself.
Hey, Longwood, Syracuse, hire my guy, please. And he need $1 million. That's the starting price. So hire my guy. Also, that's the starting price. $1 million, nothing less. All right, I'm sending now.
Let's just know who we talking with first.
Agent Pat Bayless. I'll be an agent. We're gonna get something done because I love it, bro. I love that.
I'm here for it.
I'm definitely gonna be
personal consigliere.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna be concierge to the team.
Right, in that motherfucker real quick.
Yeah, I'm like, what you need to do now.
Right.
Let me. I switch it up. You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah, but what was I gonna say? Last thing about high school, real quick, just because I think this was just one of the coolest shit ever, and it's like because you feel wanted. How did you feel when you was getting called down to the athletic department because you had recruiting meetings,
Oh, it was dope. I mean, at first I was scared because I'll never forget the first time. Actually, the first time I got called down was Syracuse, which was perfect because that's the school I wanted to go to, obviously. But I was up there in math class, knocked. I was out that shit sleeping. Motherfucker wake me up out this good little slumber. He's like, "You got to go to the what's it called office." I was like, "The homie knew I was knocked in class. Like, it ain't that serious. It's just math. You know what I'm saying?"
Right.
And I went down and talked to them, and I was like,
slobber, crust in the eyes. Niggas like,
yeah. And I was like, oh, that's dope. Like, what up, man? He's like, how was class? I was like, it was good. Talk about the algebra shit. You know what I'm saying?
The algebra shit.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know that school shit.
You know
I love that school shit, coach. You know me. Yeah, you know I love to be hitting the books.
Yeah, I mean, studious and shit. All knows all of it. You know what I'm saying?
It's out there on the chalkboard. You see the elbow, bro.
But you hit that bop when you left the athletic department, though.
Oh yeah, I got a little bit more vigor in my step because, like, you know, nothing's worse than when you do things and it just seems like it goes unnoticed. And I know a lot of people feel that way because, you know, I felt that way multiple times. But like, that was kind of one of the moments because, like, I was doing a lot. Like, we had our training and shit, but like, I was working out on my own. I was running sprints and doing shit like in my backyard by myself and footwork drills. And like, it was happy to see the work pay off because nothing's worse than when you put the effort in and it don't come back. And then it just feels like, why did I waste my time? Why did I waste my energy? So it was cool to like get it reciprocated and then like to get the love and shit and kind of see it kind of come to fruition. So that was dope.
Oh, bro. Now, when you were at Syracuse, you know, Syracuse D1, they playing against some really good players, some really good schools. So name me just off the top of your head some players that you got to see firsthand in person and were like, wow. Like guys that we see in the NFL today and we got jerseys in the closet of.
You gotta think of like, all right, so the years ACC from.
So we started Big East. So first things first, Teddy Bridgewater. Right. I played against Teddy. I actually beat Teddy. I personally did it. But you know what? I was on that team. I was on that scout team, giving that defense a good look that week. And defense came to play that. Defense came to play that week. So I was out. So that's my win too. It is. We beat Louisville when they were like ranked number 9 or 10. They were undefeated. We beat them on a Friday. I think it was like a Thursday. It was an awkward day, and we had a long weekend. So it was a really good weekend. That was dope.
I did.
That was dope with Teddy Bridgewater.
He was probably geek. He was
He put on Teddy's gloves and all that.
That shit was lit. That was my last year at the Big East. And there was a few other players, but a lot of them didn't really pan out too much. And then the first year at the ACC, which was tough because that was our first year in the ACC was the year with Jameis Winston and
that's when they won.
Team, that was a national championship team.
Yeah, 2013, right?
Yeah, 13-14 season.
Right.
They kicked the shit. We went down there and we lost like that. I knew we were gonna lose when we were sitting there on the sideline and they had the Seminole dude run out on the horse and throw the spear in the logo. There was motherfuckers who was like starters was out there on the side recording and shit, taking pictures and shit. I'm like, oh, we lost. We already lost. At that point, your mind ain't there for that.
Right.
We took the L and we didn't even do a snap yet, and I knew we lost, and then we lost like 55-7 or 55-10 or some shit.
Yeah.
That team was nice though. I mean,
they won a national championship. They went undefeated. Nice. If I lose to any team, that's not even my worst loss, which says something. I wish it was.
Who was your worst loss?
They was perfect.
Georgia Tech.
Who was on that team?
No one crazy noticeable, but
they just optioned.
I can't even say it. African name. They won like 55-0. They goose egged us.
Damn, son.
I don't think I've ever been goose egged. That was the one time I've been goose egged.
They triple optioned the hell out of y'all, probably.
Yeah, they had the starter and the backup, both quarterbacks, both had over 200 yards rushing. But I'll never forget, and my coach got mad as hell at me. So they ran the triple option, and we ran the triple option in high school. So I knew like I knew what was difficult for us to go against when running it. So we went and I was like, yo, like our game plan was like 3 down linemen and like 5 linebackers, which gave free releases to the guards like every time. And I was like, bro, that's a dub. Like if you don't got 5 man down, if you don't cover up every old lineman and let your linebackers run free, we losing, bro. When we lost.
Who the
You know what I'm saying? Like, offense. I'm not saying it's all on defense because you know if you got 0 points, offense was ass too. But I mean, 55 points to a team that just run the ball and pitch it, and you know, 2 quarterbacks, a second straight quarterback coming in at halftime getting 200 yards. That's absurd.
That is,
bro. Do you know what that means? They just literally bleeded y'all out. That must have been the longest game, but the quickest game though, because they're running it, so the clock's just moving. But it's like they're dominating the game, so it's just like,
were you home or away?
Away, we were on the road.
Oh, that's even worse because it's a long ride home, boy.
We had to fly from Atlanta back to Syracuse.
Oh, hell no. I don't even want to be on that plane.
I mean, I'd rather be on the plane than sitting in that stadium.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Get the fuck back to Q's, get back up in bed and go to sleep and shit.
Who's the best quarterback you've seen in person as far in college while you was in college?
Watson.
Oh, you got to see Deshaun Watson.
His first year playing, he made a throw. I don't remember who he made it to. He made a throw, like a crazy, stupid throw. It was like he was on like the 30-yard line going in on like the left hash, like scrambling. And then threw like a dime to like the back right end zone, like a 1.5 yards, 2 yards out of bounds. So it was one of those real perfect throws where like only the receiver could get it kind of shit. I was like, oh, nah, he's going to be nice. Because he really just like, he launched. I was like, oh, that's great. I mean, you know, Lamar Jackson was good for other purposes, but Deshaun Watson was like, he was good because he ain't make no bad decisions. Like Lamar Jackson, whenever something happened, that man would just, I'm an athlete and shit on everybody. Cool, that's beautiful. But like Deshaun Watson was like stepping back, the pressure was coming. Oh, blitz is coming this way. Dump off. Like I was like, damn. Like this was and he was a youngin too. He was because he's younger than me, if I'm not mistaken. He was like a freshman, like a red shirt
younger
freshman.
than you, yeah.
And I was like, damn, this motherfucker nice.
Yeah. He's solid. You talking about Los's boy when you talk about Lamar Jackson.
Listen, I mean, I respect them all. First of all,
I love LJ.
They're breaking down the narrative of black QBs, so I love it, and I'm all for it. And I think that he's under pressure, a lot of pressure, scrutiny, all that shit. I don't want to get into that, but you know, what I mean, I'm all for it. But in terms of skill set, we could argue that I mean, because now that we haven't seen him for a year, Lamar has actually progressed. We haven't, so we're comparing him to
you kind of
2014. 2016.
We comparing him to Deshaun Watson, who was leading the NFL in passing yards, and his best receiver was like Randall Cobb or some shit.
Fuller, who only plays 2 games a year.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
The NFL,
I mean, Lamar
NFL
Jackson's
version,
too, though.
NFL version of Chandler Parsons.
I peeped some shit that said the Ravens about to make a move for Dabo Sweeney for Debo Samuels. Yeah,
that'd be a great look for them.
Yeah, especially I remember the year y'all had like 3 running backs tear your ACL and shit.
Don't do that face. Don't do that face, Los. You know damn well he come to that team. You gonna be
y'all got rid of Marquise Brown. Y'all got to get somebody. Y'all got rid of Hollywood.
That's what I'm saying. But
you got to get in a true number one. Y'all don't got a true number one.
They ain't never had a true number one with Hollywood.
I mean, Hollywood was the closest they've had to it while Lamar Jackson was there.
I mean, but I think low key, Mark Andrews is number one.
He is. That's no low key. He is number one.
Right. He's number one.
But I mean, it'd be good to have a nice deep threat.
Yeah.
You do need a speedster. I mean, yeah.
But to stretch the field, especially for them tight ends. Right. How do you think they open it up for them so much? Right. Watch Gronk. I promise you, on like a bulk of his plays, they're running off safeties, and they have they rotate the receivers to just dip down the field to have the safety run off, so it could be 1-on-1 with Gronk in the quarter, or 1-on-1 with a fucking inside linebacker or outside linebacker. That's easy money, dog. That's easy money.
That's true.
Now, you're let's play fantasy land, because you know, you didn't get the opportunity to get drafted and play as far as like offensive tackle in NFL. Now, let's just say that happened, right? What would be your dream scenario? Who would you want to block for if you had one choice? You have one choice. You get one team.
Quarterback or running back?
They draft you. Listen, I want you to pick one team that has combination that you feel like, all right.
I'll say this: as much as I don't like Tom Brady, he's amazing. I'd love to be an O lineman for him.
I would too.
The fact that
you'll be so inclined and shit.
I work and like the fact that I could nothing's more beautiful than like when you could block somebody for 3 seconds and the ball was gone a second. It was gone a second and a half ago because he's doing his reads and fucking, you know what I'm saying? And like these dudes are like, people don't know. D linemen are the most freak athletes on that field. These dudes is absurd out there, bro. So like to hold them up for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seconds, that's absurd, dog. That's wild.
Oh, I could plug you in. I could plug you in. I could plug you in with Donovan Smith plays on left tackle, and you can do the exact same thing.
Would you want to play left tackle? I don't know. Would you want to play?
He wouldn't. What I'm saying is, Donovan Smith is horrible, and Tom Brady got him a 3-year deal, and Donovan Smith is horrible.
I was shocked they re-signed Donovan Smith.
That's what
I thought they would go. I would have went right into the draft, traded up, and got a left tackle just to entice Tom Brady to get those 2 more years or 3 more. He'd be like, "Hey, we created the best O-line in the NFL. You should stay, bro. Why wouldn't you stay?"
Worse?
Yeah, worse. I mean, worse. Thank God. Thank God for worse.
Yeah, he's amazing, but you act like it's a bad thing to go back to back on tackles if you got Tom Brady.
You're right. Yeah. It is the more pressing need. You're right. And I would definitely straighten it out.
Think about it. They had Fournette at back, Mike Evans, Godwin, and AB at receiver, Gronk and Howard at tight end.
Yes, sir. Keep talking.
Like they had the squad was deep.
Stupid crazy. On paper, that's you could put that up against any one of his teams. That's probably the best team he's ever been on.
I think so. At least offense wise, for sure.
Defensively too. Are you crazy?
I mean, I don't know. There's a few Patriots teams that defense was like
Richard Seymour and Teddy.
Yeah, there's a couple of them where they were literally the number 1 defense in the NFL.
Rodney Harrison.
Especially towards the beginning of his career, because Tom Brady was low key a game manager, and then he started doing clutch plays and taking over and whatnot.
Yep.
Shout out to TB.
Exactly.
Even though you fucking fucked the AFC East for life.
15 years. 16 years.
God damn, would you leave?
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna be nice to see the Bills take over.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. The Bills and Dolphins, I think they'll go at it.
The Jets Jets will not win the division. They will not. But the Jets will be a team that annoys people. I promise you, they're gonna be that annoying ass team.
The Jets was low key always a team that annoyed people.
Yeah. But they getting better, man. They draft.
I don't see it.
You know, the AFC East is pretty solid because even the Patriots with Mac Jones is because Belichick's still there. They're pretty.
I feel like if they feel like even though like the Bills, I feel like actually the Patriots won last year, right? Patriots won that. I think the
division.
The Bills won. Bills won, but
the Patriots got into the playoffs too, though.
Right. Yeah, the Patriots were leading it for a little while.
Yes, exactly. So, but I think that even though the Bills were returning champs, I think that everybody feels like they could win this year.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like for real. Like everybody feels like, oh yeah.
I mean, the Bills were one play. I mean, they were Tyreek Hill 5 yards. He turns into 30 yards in 10 seconds, man.
With a backup quarterback at that.
They're just, bro. The Bills they're right there. So I mean, you know, anything can happen, especially with Kansas City's division now. I mean, anything can happen, bro. It's
facts.
Crazy.
Not only Kansas City, but you got to think about honestly the AFC North too. I mean, Ben's gone in Pittsburgh, but still you got the Browns, the Bengals, the Ravens.
In my eyes, that's a one-horse race. The Ravens. I know the Browns is there with Deshaun Watson, but I think it's going to take a while before he gets used to that shit. I think it's going to take a while for them to mesh.
You're not going to give the Bengals no love?
I forgot the Bengals is up there. Okay,
never mind. The Bengals no love?
The Ravens and the Bengals.
Come on, man. The Bengals just changed the whole offensive line. They got a real solid offensive line now.
Which they should have. I would have put so much into that O line.
I could have started.
That's the only reason they lost.
I could have started on the offensive line. That's how bad that shit was. That was
the only reason they lost, man.
Let's not get carried away.
They would go like this. It would be like this. Excuse me.
Like, stick out. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to say, respectfully, Pat, you look about 175.
No, not even 170.
I gave him the grace. I gave him the grace.
Made me feel strong a little bit.
It was the beard. It's the beard.
It holds a lot of weight, man, that head. You know what I'm saying? That's it. But so you go to Syracuse, you know, the football thing. Now you all of a sudden make this move and you move to what, Florida, right?
Yes, sir. Orlando, Florida, out in Old Town.
And what I read is that you attended a tryout for a wrestling match for WWE. Am I correct
Yes,
on that?
sir. For the largest, the greatest, and the best wrestling promotion in the history of sports entertainment, the WWE, the greatest place on earth right now.
So what enticed you to do that? What was the get up behind it?
I mean, I ain't gonna cap. I love me some wrestling. I've been a fan.
Right.
When they had the network, I used to watch because it was hard to watch. Friday night, Thursday night, I'm out and about doing my shit. Monday night, I'm in practice and like doing homework and whatever. But I used to watch all the pay-per-views. So like the network dropped, I got the network. I would watch all the pay-per-views and I would just have fun watching it just because. I think it's cool. I think it's entertaining. Yeah, it's just for sure. It's like watching a movie. Like a soap opera for 2 hours and they beat each other up.
Exactly.
Talk shit. That's you know what I'm saying. That shit's funny as hell to me.
Yeah, I do.
When you watching a soap opera like Young and the Restless, like just slap her.
Right.
This shit, they should really just slap her and they really start scrapping.
Did you have a favorite? Did you have a favorite growing up, like a favorite wrestler that you really looked up to?
Yeah. My favorite was I get people with this, but my big favorite was Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio was lit because he an underdog.
Right
yeah, right. He an underdog, and I felt like an underdog. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He was a small dude, and he used to compete. And like even though I'm bigger than him, I still felt like especially coming from like where I came from, y'all know how long it is. A lot of times it almost feels like the world's against you and the school's against you and the teachers against you and the cops is against you and everything against you. So like it was kind of dope. I kind of felt like an underdog and kind of came out of there and made shit shake.
So would you how much would you give just in life to have one wrestling match against Rey Mysterio?
Whew. What, like I gotta give a limb or some shit?
Nah, you ain't gotta give a limb, but like, what would that make you feel like just to step in a ring with him?
It'd be dope. I'm not gonna lie. I was sitting here doing rehab and like, I do my rehab. I warm up, walk on the treadmill, get my knee fired up. Because I do like the row machine for like 10-15 minutes to like get my lungs going. One time I was in there because Rey Mysterio, surprisingly enough, he actually knows me. So like he was walking out, he was like, "Yeah, I see, keep working, baby." I was
I love that, bro.
Yeah, keep fucking working, man.
Boy, hopped off the fucking bed, was like, yeah.
Yeah, I started rowing that shit. That shit went from like 7,000 meters an hour to like 12,000 meters an hour. Pulling that shit like, yeah, Rey Mysterio told me to fucking.
That's so
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, you was there. That's what I'm saying. That's like the geekest shit in the world. Like, I would have freaked out. I was like, oh my god, I probably would have broke.
But I gotta be cool though. Because you know
exactly. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta chill out.
Like, yeah, Ray. I got you.
Oh yeah, I was like, appreciate you, G's. Started fucking huffing and puffing
like this.
But that's the thing that I think that is what is measurable in your climb. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because when you start looking at your idols as peers, you know what I'm saying? It's a little different.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, nigga, I wanted to be you.
Right.
Are you crazy?
It's definitely weird. It's definitely
you know what I'm saying?
A different kind of vibe.
I pedigreed so-and-so because of you, son.
Exactly. Got suspended from school for hitting him with a choke slam.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, who didn't want to? Like, I couldn't even imagine because, like,
I can't either.
Didn't want to be a wrestler when they were young.
And that's a fact.
Even if you didn't watch it that much, it was everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Especially growing up for us.
Yeah.
We were in the golden era for that.
The ring, the fucking characters, the action figures.
The characters, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
They be wowing.
All types of shit. The ice cream pops with the
with the workers on it. Yeah.
Bro, like everything, like who wasn't involved in wrestling? Like everybody wanted to be,
right?
Everybody wanted to be so and so.
I miss kayfabe. I wish kayfabe was still there. I do.
So what was the big what was the big like when you did that promotion or whatever? What happened next? Where did it take off to? You know, because you went out there for the tryout. So where did that take off to? Like what happened next?
Yeah. So I did the tryout, it went good. You know, I just
wait, what did they say? What did they say?
I gotta know.
You see him? Because
He's smiling.
What they say? He said, what did he say? They told me to stop deadlifting because
yeah. So you know,
promo.
I feel I signed. I did the tryout in like June 18th. I signed and was in there February 19th, and we had the PC combine, which was just like a way to like show like our abilities and whatnot. And I could pick up heavy shit. So like I was we had like a deadlift to kind of see like a max deadlift, and I'm working my way up to 800. In my mind, I was planning on going to like 1,000, but like I did 5 more than the person who did the heaviest earlier in the day. Like I just beat them basically, and then it made me stop. But like they came up to me and I was like, I could keep going. Like if you want, I could put on a show real quick and like, you know, like give them something to look at. He was like, nah, you're good. Just wrap it up.
That's
like
impressive,
you
bro.
got it. Yeah, you got it, bro.
Nah, they was like, chill out.
I was like, I got like a few more in me. I think I got a little something in me.
You ever seen that SpongeBob episode where he work out? If I try to do that deadlift, boy, my arms is gonna be stuck to the shit. My whole body gonna be back there. I'm like, boy, what?
Yeah, that was actually kind of dope because that was kind of that kind of moment was kind of a little bit of what created Odyssey. Because like I remember, you know, we had that year went by and then COVID happened and we started doing like practice like promos at home and like filming it ourselves and sending it in. And shout out to Ryan Katz. He's good dude. He got released recently, which kind of sucks. He got released, but
that sucks, man.
yeah. But shout out to Ryan Katz. He helped me with it, and like I kind of gave him like my promo, like I kind of just like read it out kind of and sent it to him, and he was like, oh man, this is dope. I'm gonna go get you like some edits and this, that, and the third. He was like, make sure you send it in to me like a few days early of you saying it and like, you know, a couple of different angles and stuff. And he kind of played with it. And I appreciate him a lot because that was kind of like the birth of Odyssey Jones kind of off of that moment, basically just being arrogant about my strength and where I'm at and things of that nature.
Is he the one? So the name is dope, by the way. I said that in the beginning, but I'll tell you, man, that's a dope ass name. So did you by yourself come up with that name, or was it like is there inspiration behind the name, or is it just like, damn, that name is fire, or you guys worked with somebody to get that name? How did that come about?
I personally wanted it to be my initials. My middle name starts with a J, so I wanted OJ, and I wanted to find a way to get OJ. So I just kind of looked at all the names with O's, and then like all the names with J's, and they just sounded like basic, kind of corny. You know what I'm saying? Like it just wasn't calling to me because like you know in the world we larger than life people. We pick up half a ton. We ride limousines, travel the world, jet flying. You know, Rolex wearing. That's what we do. So like, you know, to have something kind of average and basic was kind of like and then
it's deep though.
Eventually, you know, I worked my way to Odyssey, kind of talked to some people and things of that nature. But the name was kind of always Odyssey was kind of always there in the back of my head. I just didn't know what the J name to do was. And like originally I was gonna do Johnson, but then like Dwayne Johnson. So I felt like that was kind of weird. Then I wanted to do like Jackson, but then like Michael Jackson, and I felt like that was
Michael Jackson.
Like I felt like that was kind of weird, you know what I mean? So like,
and then I'm paranoid about that name. He said Michael Jackson. Hell no.
But now you got Jones, so it could be like
Jones.
You got some.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like
I thought it was dope.
Nah, it's a dope name. And so your first wrestling match, tell me like on a scale of 1 to 10, how nervous were you?
The first match ever or the first match on TV?
Let's do the first match ever, and then let's do the first match on TV because I know there's still nerves on both of them. So I want to know the scale on both.
The first match ever was rough. It was cool because the guy I worked with was a vet. Actually, we came in together, Dexter Loomis, and damn, I hate to say it, he's another person that recently got released, but that was my first match ever in Ocala, and that was really dope. That was a really good time. I enjoyed it. We basically did we did the same match like 3 or 4 like kind of shows in a row. So like I kind of got acclimated with the match and kind of felt better and kind of understood what I was doing and was able to be in the moment more for the match. So it was really good. And then my first match on TV was with Grayson Waller. That was on 205 Live. And that one I felt a lot better for because I did a few dark matches prior to my debut. So like a dark match is you go up on the main roster and it's the most stressful shit you'll ever do. You'll go there and, you know, they might have a producer or two and Vince and Gorilla watching. And then they might have like, you know, they'll have the whole, like not the whole, but like they'll have a lot of the main roster just on the side kind of watching in an empty room and an empty crowd. And they say, you know, do a match. And like at the time I was kind of new. I was new to that, you know, to doing a full match, and I kind of had the parts here and there and the psychology here and there, but I was a little bit off. And they kind of like tested me a bit because, you know, they told me to be, you know, they were like, yeah, be ready by 6 or like 6:30. Thank God someone told me, yeah, you should get dressed early. And I was like, all right, I'll get dressed now. So I got dressed early. And then they told me who my match was with at like 4:30. And then I got to like, they told me who my match was with at 4. I got to meet the dude at 4:30 and ended up doing the match at 5. But I thought the match was going to be at like 6 or 6:30.
Wow.
So that was kind of like a little bit of that was rough.
That's stress.
But I mean, I did good enough. I'm still here, baby.
Let's talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Because let's just be clear. Fans love you, man. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm proud of it too, because it's like I'm a fan, obviously, but it's also like
both sides, bro.
You know, yeah, it's like that's my brother. So it's like you know what I mean? Like it's good to see my friends on TV, you know what I'm saying? But it's like they really like love you, dude. Like when they see you,
definitely feeling the love.
They be banging on the glass, going crazy when they had the little petition up.
Yeah.
Like it was like a hockey game. I'm like, yo, the fans are going crazy with this man.
Yeah, I definitely have a good time with it. I mean, I think especially for like y'all, because like y'all grew up with me, it ain't that far off from, you know, me like as a person. It's a little bit extreme and a little bit over the top, but like it's not that like I'm not like as an individual I'm not that far off. Like I consider myself fun.
Yeah, and it is, and we know that, and we know it, like, you know, you down to earth, humble, but it's like it's cool still to be a fan of a fan. You know what I'm saying? It's like
look, everyone's a fan. Every person who's a worker and they wrestle is a fan of wrestling. Don't let them fool you. They can act cool and kayfabe shit, but like they love it. They all do. They wouldn't do what we do if they wouldn't. You don't do what you do if you don't love it.
And like it comes down to it. At the end of the day, it's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's hard not to be into it because you see it. I don't watch wrestling now, but I know who AJ Styles is. I know he's the phenomenal one. You know what I'm saying? But I know that. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know what I mean? It's like crazy.
My bad. They in here.
No, you good.
So good.
And you know,
I'm Mike Loud.
It's shit nice back there though.
And you know, so what? You have a finishing move, correct? Like every wrestler got a finishing.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Yeah.
You have a name for it yet? Are we still in the works?
Yeah. So the name I'm going with is Journey's End.
Okay, yeah, you heard it. You heard it here first. I like that.
Got a little ring to it. I think got a little ring to it.
You don't want to. That's the world ender.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Journey's End. Yeah.
You don't want to get a couple of those.
Oh no.
Yeah. Did you? Was there a match where you? Not yet. I don't think it was. Where's this a match where you had to give somebody multiple finishes before?
Nah.
No, just one. That's it.
That's it. One. I've yet to do that.
Yeah. I'm saying, I'm about to say, ain't nobody really.
It's too early for you to kick out my finisher. You ain't kicking out my finisher.
It ain't. That's what I'm saying. Not yet. Better not yet. Not yet. You know
I'll do another move that looks crazy and devastating and cool as shit. Yeah, and you can kick out of that, but you ain't kicking out my finisher. Stop it. Like what? Blasphemy.
You know what I mean? And this is why I say that, because it brings out the little kid in all of us. Like when I hear you say that, it makes you feel like shut your mouth, and I've been building my level up to get the
S. You ain't kicking out of that shit.
You know what I mean? Or you got the black and white smack across the
smack, and then you ready to go?
It's just like, oh my god! It's like you take people's finishers and all types of shit. Like that, like
it brings you back.
It does bring you back, but like, how did you get to the acclamation of the Journey's End?
Odyssey. I think the beauty of what I have in comparison to not everyone, but a lot of people in the industry is my entire career is with the WWE. Mm-hmm. So with a name like Odyssey and with the journey like I have, you get to see everything. So like the same people who saw my first match at a local loop in Ocala were the same people that saw my first match, on TV. Were the same people who saw my finals match in the breakout tournament, the same people who saw the match I got hurt in, and hopefully the same people who see the match that I get my first championship. And I think that's the beauty of it, is that you get to see every step of the journey. You get to see every, bit of growth, every moment, every, positive and negative that I have, because that's what life is all about, is that pendulum swing. And I think having that in my character, I think that shit, it just hits different. It's different, like, to see every moment of Odyssey Jones and everything, every win, every loss, like, to see that is different under one great company like the WWE. I think it's amazing.
Exactly. I think I need a spot.
Very well put, sir.
Yeah. Once you get to that spot, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I think I need a spot like where I hide under the ring and you do something. I come out with the metal chair. And
honestly, you look like one of the people that what they would do.
What's the Irish dude with the shillelagh, bro?
Finley.
You might have. You might have. You're taller. You're taller.
I'm a little taller.
You look like the dude.
Go for it.
You know what I mean? Son had a little wooden leg chair. You know.
Yeah. Well, something that would be pretty funny.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, that shit is dope, man. That shit is dope. What do you think is more nerve-wracking? As far as night before, you think college, like the biggest game of your college career, or do you think the first time you was on TV? What do you think was more like you pacing back and forth, like, holy shit, I'm so excited but nervous at the same time?
Biggest game of my college career, because everything, the stakes are higher, and like in college my mindset was different.
Right.
If I did bad that game, that's the end of the world. When you in Little League, that game you playing is the most important game like of your life. In college, it's like a lot. We practice all week. We if I mess up, and then especially at my position, if I mess up, I'm gonna be all right. If I miss the block, I ain't getting hit.
Right.
If I, like, you know what I'm saying? If I miss the block, I'm not the one. Like, I we're just messed up. But like, it's just a fact of the matter. So like, to have that in mind, like, someone else's life, someone else's career, someone else's health is in my hands and in my effort and in my work. And you never know what's gonna happen. When I go in ring, obviously it never goes exactly how you plan, because nothing ever goes how you plan. But you got a general idea of what you're gonna do, and we're putting on our show and we're working together. So we're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it look good. We're gonna know what's happening. Football, I don't know what's happening.
Right.
I don't know what drug that linebacker took pre-game who's diving at my head. I don't know what.
There's more factors
is coming. Yeah. And that is just a different mindset too. It's more aggressive. They trying to kill you. We talked about that mean streak, and this is mean. The football field is not a nice place or comfortable place to be, as it should be. It shouldn't be nice or comfortable. It's football.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's supposed to be the closest thing besides rugby, besides hockey.
And like UFC and like,
the closest to combat sports.
Right.
Yeah, bro. That's the closest we got to gladiators in the Roman Coliseum and shit.
Right. So I'm like, But now you can still channel that in the ring, because you still in your that same mindset, because it's like, your ultimate self. When you win, your football player image is your ultimate self.
Right.
And
yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Like your wrestling image is just the same thing almost. Like your peak form. You know, your best physique basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Your
know what I
alter
mean?
ego.
So, yeah, it is. It is because you walk around different. You walk around different. But listen, when you win champ, whatever it is, I don't give a fuck if it's if it's not the the big shit. Whatever it is, it's gold nonetheless.
Right.
We having a party.
No, for sure.
Say less. I already got it. I already know what I'm gonna do with my
jacket. Wherever you at.
I got my Letterman's jacket. Every single championship I get, I'm gonna get a little boom. You know what I'm saying? I get a little replica of that championship. Boom. Another one. Boom.
And then when you win that belt multiple times, you get like little stars around it.
Yep. Put it up. Fire. And have the whole thing. Boom.
Decorated. Like a little military jacket, but urban.
Exactly. It's just like a Letterman's jacket. You showing off your accolades and shit. It's dope.
Yeah. That's a dope feel. That's a dope feel. So in life, you seem to have a great direction of where you want to go. You have these aspirations. Yeah.
Top C.
And what would you say is, everybody sees, nobody knows what the end goal is, right, in life, but everybody kind of wants or sees something that they want to be. So what would you say 20 years from now, Odyssey Jones, Omari, is going to be 20 years from now? What is that goal that you want to reach as far as?
This might sound basic and a little off topic, but financial freedom. I want to live a life where I don't got to go to work and I can do whatever the fuck I want. I want to be able to if I want to go to my 100 acres and build a barn and blow it up with an RPG, I could do that shit. Like if I want to go buy a mini tank and drive that shit around my property and bust rounds off in the air and shit, like I could do that shit. Like I just want to be able to do what I want, like within the realm of reason and shit.
Small country.
Yeah, and not have to stress about living life and taking care of my family or whoever and myself. Like not have to work paycheck to paycheck and worry about where the next whatever is coming from. I could just go out there and do shit and live life and enjoy.
Love that.
I'm a simple man, dog.
I love that. Hey, simple is good, bro. Simple is.
That's the best, man. I think that like Pat said, it goes back to your upbringing, man. You know what I mean? Like it's that discipline. You know what I mean? I'm sure we both was in. Your parents put that in first day.
Yeah, they was on me.
So they were
definitely on me.
First day, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you was in line. You know what I mean? And I feel like, nothing is like. I mean, I could. It's definitely the bias, obviously, because it's is our culture or whatever. Right. But yeah, I feel like them Caribbean moms, boy.
Oh yeah, hit different.
It's different.
Hit different.
Literally hit different.
Yeah. Literally. Yeah, nah, definitely do though.
You know what I mean?
Definitely do.
But that's what I had to say, because yeah, that's our lessons. You know what I'm saying? We brought that in, and and that's the Odyssey too, because that all
counts. That all counts to it. Yep.
Yeah, it festered and then it all fermented into what Odyssey is now.
Right. So, I asked everybody. It's something that is gonna be big on my show to ask everybody this. This is one of the main to last questions I always ask everybody, and will be throughout. What is culture? The word culture is so it's different to everybody, but what does culture truly mean to you and your soul? When you think and when you hear culture, what's the first thing that comes to mind, and really what does it make you feel like when somebody says that word?
That's dope. That's a good question. When I think of culture, for me personally, I think of my uniqueness, my one of oneness. I'm the only Omari Jahi Palmer, the only Odyssey Jones, and the best one of both of those that you'll ever see. And that uniqueness comes from, what we just said a second ago, a culmination of, ancestors and traditions being passed down in my lineage through my family and my DNA, however the way. And also like outside of the race of it, the environment we grew up in. We talked earlier about Longwood and kind of a little bit and kind of touched about it. It's diverse, but it was kind of rough. I think Longwood was a nice reflection of what the real world is going to be, which I really appreciated because we got a good mix of like everything, of all races, all ethnicities, all nationalities, and then we got a good mix of, a lot of positive and negative, which is what the world is. So I think to me, culture is just, my lineage and me as an individual, and then kind of also with that, how it interacts with and compounds with the world around me. And I think that's what constructs my culture and my, ideologies, my feelings, my thoughts, my everything.
You're a powerful person, man. For real, you are a powerful person.
Yeah, but I'll pick up half a ton, dog.
You are a powerful person. I mean, mentally too, man. You, bro. Seriously,
with a name like Odyssey Jones, there's no way where he can't take you.
I need one more thing for you. I need one more thing from you because this is your line of work. I'm putting you on the spot, and I'm sorry I gotta do this for you. Yeah, I know you're gonna see me in June, so don't beat my ass. Don't give me the the journey.
What we got?
I don't need that. I want you to right now for us give us a promo for Culture Shock. If you had to step in and talk about Culture Shock on a promo, come on, man. Come on, I want to see in character Odyssey Jones.
Wow, yeah, this is something. This is a heavy demand here.
It's a heavy demand. Give me some Odyssey Jones.
Oh yes,
I'm in the ring.
Finally, Odyssey Jones is on Culture Shock with Pat and Los. You feel me? We go all day, every day. We grind, we grow, we learn, and most importantly, we find out who we are. And through all of that, we realize what our real culture is and where we really come from. And it shocks us. It shocks our system like the Undisputed Era. It shocks our heart like a friggin' paddle. Boop! And it just gets us, and it gets the people going to do what we do best and do what we love most, and that's live life, baby.
Yeah,
Culture Shock all day, dog.
Oh boy, that's what I'm talking about.
Culture Shock all day. Hey, I went to promo class.
Got you, boy. Come on, bro. Go with it. Oh man, yo, you've been great. I appreciate you. I know Los appreciates you. We go all the way back.
Yes, sir.
Everybody got each other's number, man. It's so much love, bro. I appreciate you coming on.
Yes, sir.
Episode number 2, just as great as number 1. It's beautiful. Bro.
Hey, I already shot 57. I want episode 57 too.
I bet. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of episodes you're gonna jump on. Trust me, it's gonna be a lot of time.
Yeah, I'll be there. Hey, we already talked about it before, man.
Not to mention when you get your football team. I was just saying, put me out there for defensive assistant.
That's gonna be the agent, bro. I'll get you a contract.
Hey, so I'm gonna see. Per world, I'd love to go back to Longwood, but the world ain't perfect. So we'll see where it is and where it ends up. And I figured I'd hit up people and see where we all at the moment and see what's happening. Things might work out where we're like,
call, baby. Low
smiling hard right now. He ready.
Yeah. Things might work out where we could get like a whole house or a townhouse with a few levels and have a few people and coaches living in there. If we gotta move people out and shit and whatnot, we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when it comes. I don't want to think too far ahead. But focus. I want to focus where my ass is. I want to be where I'm at. But I've been thinking about it. It'd be dope. I think it'd be dope.
Yeah, for sure. We gonna line that up.
Yes,
but
yes, sir.
man. Thanks for joining us, man.
Yes, sir.
Like Pat said, I appreciate you. We appreciate you. You know what I mean? Culture Shock. We out.
Culture Shock, baby.
Always love.
Holla at y'all.
Appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir.